Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. We have a video update here on Verasity VRA on the exchange. Guys, I haven't done one for a while yet for Verasity. Time is flying, loads going on in the real world. So before we go into the chart, just a couple of top line elements I want to pick out here. When I saw this the other day, I got really excited. We talked about a while back actually about the staking mechanism of Verasity and the reasons why I haven't staked my VRA yet, mainly because I'm waiting to take advantage of the upcoming bull run, and also the number of VRA you need to utilize for removing from the exchange, for example in my case Qcoin, across to the Vera wallet. It's kind of like I'd have to have it in for quite some time for me to accumulate that back, and I didn't really want to waste it at that period of time. So I think in a few months time I may be in that position, but of course by the time March comes around we may lose some of the APY that's available on the Vera wallet, because I think that's sitting currently around 20 or 25%. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I got really excited when I saw this post and it was like VRA with 0 fees, and I was like, wow, brilliant. I might actually just do it now then. But then it turns out it wasn't. It was just the Transact fees were removed. We cannot remove the network fees as they are Ethereum gas fees. Well, that sucks. So, for me, it's still in the exchange. Like I said, I'm trying to take advantage of it, hopefully in the coming months. We'll have to see how the charts play out. But as of now, I'm still accumulating, and we're pretty much touching near some sweet spots. In fact, let's have a look at that now. We're at 3.2 cents right now. So obviously 2.7 previously was quite a unique area, as was, to be fair, around 3.2 and 3.7 in previous videos that we've done. So if we go back a bit, where we can see around this period of time, beginning of December, if you remember, I can't believe this is like, what, 2-3 weeks ago now. It's crazy how time is flying. We were touching those lower periods of when we had the Bitcoin failures of leveraging and loads of other things going on in the market in general. And we came and touched these points down at this sort of 2.9 region, and pretty much again here on the 6th of December. So we're very much focused right now on this kind of like 3 cent support area. Okay, and it's not the first time we've seen this kind of action around this area. If you look around these areas here in September, we did float around those areas again also, and certainly again back here. So it's a great area to really focus on right now, because we're not gone as low as these sort of 2.5 cent marks. We've found some sort of newer higher lows, as they say. So for me right now, this is about stabilization of this 3 cent area, and what I mean by that is we're sort of coming, if you like, in my opinion, towards the arguably the end of a correctional situation. I'm just going to put this in here so you can see what I mean. So usually we say like between 30 and 70% corrections. 30% is something perhaps you usually see on a short term, but 70% in my mind is something that you would see over at least around maybe a 2-3 month period. So if we look back at this area here, 31st of October, okay, so not quite 3 months, but it's there or thereabouts, coming up to 2 months now, and it's very much playing into our hands here. So when we do look at these kind of like areas right now, we're looking at where's the support mechanism. Like I said, we've touched down below 3 cents. We came back very strongly, but we still continued the pattern downwards. Okay, so what can we look at here to obtain some positivity? Well, from my eyes, certainly utilizing my MACDs here. So we got 2 levels to look at. We have this histogram here of the essentially the overselling aspect of the token. We had 2 waves, and as we mentioned, we had the second wave kick in because of the leveraging failures, etc. So it gave us another wave. It's a shame, because I think this is where you see the longs and the shorts really kicking in, because the longs obviously failed, and it was a bit of a shame, because I think the market in general was coming to a point of fruition where it might have crossed over, But we had the second wave, and we've now just finally today, so far, hopefully I'm not jinxing this, moving across into this nice pattern here. And the MACD itself has also switched over. This is a very bullish move right now. What we need to confirm though is this happening over maybe the next few days. So I'm talking about watching this for the rest of the week, stabilizing over the 3 cents or thereabouts to get the foundation there, because we've had the sell-off. We're now going to start seeing people going, right, I'm not thinking we're going to risk anymore. I think that in general, to be honest, around these areas, it's not going to fluctuate too much. I don't think the price difference is too much to worry about, in my opinion. But of course, it's not financial advice, but my point being is that the opportunity for losing or having risk loss is low now that we're at these lower regions, particularly on the RSIs here as well. I mean, the 14 days around 35 is very respectable, and even the 28 day and the 90 days are looking extremely strong as well. We look back here at this sort of 39 mark on the 28 day, and that's usually on a 14 day kind of aspect, something I really get interested in, and I had done at that point, to be fair, purchased more Verasity into the portfolio. But right now, these levels are really, really stabilizing. So what does this mean? It means confidence will eventually come in, but there are always variables left, right, and center, not even just in the projects themselves or the market that we're in, but also external factors, guys, because obviously worldwide right now there's all this talk about the variants and stuff, and are we going back into lockdowns? And certainly over around the Europe countries near us here in the UK, a lot more countries are closing down borders, or they're closing down elements within internally, and that has a ripple effect, because people then start perhaps changing their philosophy and psychological behavior in terms of purchasing, what they use their money for. Do they take money out of their portfolio to help with things like living, with the help of trying to get by kind of thing? These are all the factors that really take into place, and that's how a lot of stock markets do fluctuate in a horrendous correction, because that's what happens. Panic and fear builds in. I mean, obviously the whales and the other opportunists like myself, I'm not classed as a whale, as you'd say, but I like to think I buy the dips and look at things in the real world, as they say, to justify what may come in the markets moving forward. So as we're seeing stabilization here, it would be really typical if we get to that stabilizing foundational point and then it crashes again because of the variables around the world. So I would say, like, from a market and indicator perspective, the risk is low for it coming down. Again, it's not financial advice, just my opinion, but you have to consider in the next couple of weeks the narratives around the world right now, whether that will influx into the charts for one last big correction, seeing a big multitude of money coming in, and then obviously as it creeps back up, FOMO kicks in and the bull run starts maybe in a month or two's time. I always felt like February and March was going to be a really inclusive area, and I do think that if lockdowns occur, we may see that transition into February and then open up again in those areas, and then confidence comes in. So just be wary of these kind of things. So like I said, from what we see in front of us is one story, but other factors around the world right now can affect this quite easily. So that's where I'm sitting with my points. But I will say again, the performance of Verasity right now is very good. The 2% now in red on the 1 week, which is fantastic. 47% on the month, and the 3 months still looking strong. So this 1 month, hopefully, in the coming weeks, will really dramatically reduce, as will the week switch, hopefully, into a green momentum. And if we can get the green today on the histogram, it could indicate that finally some positive volumes are kicking in very slowly. And this indicator on the right hand side here will hopefully switch to a more neutral effect as well. So let's see how that plays out. We'll do a Verasity video update at the weekend and see how this plays out over the next few days. But in my mind, yes, we could get it down a slightly tiny bit more, but I think at some point in this next week or two, we surely, with the exception of the variables externally, start to hopefully see a bit of a U-bend here and a bit more of a staggered approach upwards. It's about time. Either way, I'm a long-term holder of Verasity. I do want to take advantage of staking, but I think Verasity is a top project. But of course, as investors, we all want this to rise, and I think we're very much hitting some very nice sweet points, as we said at the beginning of this chart aspect, for Verasity to take it up a notch, hopefully. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments below about Verasity, and we will catch up with this in a few days' time. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next Verasity video update. Bye bye.